Hi friends, I'm Kat. Welcome to the channel and today's video. So we are doing something that I've already done one edition of and absolutely loved it. So we are coming in a second time. And honestly, we'll probably be doing this 10 more times where we are randomly picking what we'll be reading for the next 48 hours out of this jar right here. So I've done one 48-hour edition of this before. It's the second. We're honestly going to keep doing this semi-regularly until this entire jar is gone, which is going to be hard because it's constantly being added to as I get new books from the library. So in this jar, we have everything in my physical TBR, everything I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited, everything I have on Libby through the library, and every physical book I have out of the library. So there's a lot of books, a lot of things I want to read, a lot of things that I potentially may need to read by year end. And we're just going to be pulling prompts. Well, they're not prompts. They're just names out of this all weekend and seeing how many we can get through. It's Friday afternoon now. We're going to be going probably till Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. So it might be a little over 48 hours, but we're going to see how many we can do. The last one I did, I read 5 books out of this jar and we want to chop that today. We want to get even more than that. So let's just go pick right now and see what our first book will be. Okay, this is The Poisons We Drink, which I do believe is a YA fantasy. I think it's YA fantasy, and I do have this checked out on Libby. So I'm going to get started on this, and then I will come back with a little bit more of a synopsis. Cute, eh? I'm having a little bit of a rough afternoon, to be honest. I am like absolutely PMSing right now, and it's kind of made it into like just a deep exhaustion, obviously cramps, and then I'm like having the craziest brain fog. So I took a little nap this afternoon, and I feel like I've just been kind of out of it ever since I woke up. Like I just have no idea what's going on, and I just have like such intense brain fog. So we'll see how tonight goes. We'll see if I actually manage to get like a lot read. There's a good chance that it might end up just being like a TV night because we're gonna be a little out of it, but I'm 40% into The Poisons We Drink. So this world, the world's divided between like witches and humans, and to be a witch and make potions is illegal, but our main character is somebody who's been trained in making love potions, so she does this illegally, and it's kind of what she does to like keep her family afloat. She's also 18, a teenager. Her mother just gets killed in this book, and now she's kind of getting involved in figuring out how to like she wants to bring her mother's killer to action, to light. She wants to figure out who killed her mother and get revenge. And she's being brought in by like the head of the coven to do all this work for her. So she's offering her like a really good incentive, but at the same time she has to brew these like basically poison things to all of the most influential politicians in DC, who they're trying to set up all these new laws against witches. So like right now there's a law where no more than 12 witches can be like in a room at the same time, and they're about to impose like a registration on all of them. So she's really against this, all witches are, and is not sure if she really wants to get involved with this plot to take them all down. It's okay so far. Yeah, like it's fine. It's just like, I'm not a huge YA reader. I'm just trying to read. Like I had a few that I was interested in that I saw come out this year, and for some reason I have like all of them checked out right now. So that's one that like I did have a bit of an interest in. I don't know how much I'm gonna like it. I feel like at most it's probably gonna be a 3-star, which is just YA books. They're not my number one thing, you know? Like at the same time, it's a very quick read, so that's good. And I do think that I definitely should be able to finish it off tonight. Oh, also, I want to say there's a lot of parallels in this because so the author in her intro was talking about how she was very inspired writing this because of, I believe it was the Black Lives Matter movement, or just seeing a lot of the protests that were, and a lot of the violence that was happening against Black people in like late 2010s, early 2020s. I mean, still ongoing, but that definitely inspired a lot of things in this book because our main character is Black, and a lot of the like witches that we're following are as well. So we're seeing like racism against a lot of these characters because of their skin color, and also because of their magical power. So that's definitely adding like another level of nuance into these conversations of like what all of these regulations that are being placed on the witches and stuff. So that part is interesting too when you kind of think of it that way. It's adding like a little bit more for me. Like I think it's definitely adding another level of, I don't want to say nuance again, but it's another level to the story. So yeah, I'm gonna probably finish this tonight. It's thankfully like I was saying, not that that hard to read because it is YA. But yeah, I'm tired. Did just order a pizza for tonight. It's Friday night, so this is our takeout night. And we are definitely going to be watching probably some more New Girl, which, you know, it's, I think, safe to say, like, my husband and I's favorite show. We rewatch it every year and get like way too into it. So that's like really all that's going on tonight. I was supposed to go for a run and do an upper body workout tonight. Pretty safe to say I won't be going for a run. Maybe I'll be able to motivate myself to go lift some weights, but it's feeling pretty safe to say that no. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading now until food gets here, and then hopefully I'll make like a really good chunk of the way through this. I finished The Poisons We Drank, and honestly, I have very few thoughts about this. It was fine, didn't love it. It was okay. I think I really would have preferred this one if it had been an adult book. I think the fact that it was YA like really stopped me from having too many feelings about it. And yeah, I'm really realizing that YA books are not for me. There's like the rare one every now and then, but the vast majority of them, not for me. So yeah, 3 stars. Don't really have much to say, but time for another book. And we're only about 7 p.m. right now, so we're actually doing great on time. Tonight, not gonna work out, but I'm gonna try to walk for an hour or 2 on my treadmill and edit a few videos while doing that. And also I should be able to read a bit depending on the book, but usually I can read while walking for a bit too. So let's see what we have next. Kind of hoping it's one that's on my like actual immediate TBR. This one. Ooh, Glow of the Everflame. All right, so this is not on my immediate TBR. It is one of my Kindle Unlimited books, and a series I've really wanted to get back to because it's one, the first book was fine. It was like a fun fantasy romance, ended on a crazy plot that I'm really excited to see where the next one goes. And this seems to be a lot of people's like really like top tier favorite series of the last year. We're basically following this world where there's humans and descended, and the descended are the rulers, humans are like a lower class, and we're following a young girl who's kind of conflicted about if she wants to join a rebellion to fight against the descended and bring them down out of power, or work specifically with one of the descendant princes to kind of like make things better. And she's a healer who has access to like all of the royals in the world and like works specifically within the royal palace. So enjoyed the first book, definitely thought it was interesting, and from what I'm hearing, Glow of the Everflame seems to be a lot of people's like top favorite book within this world. So I'm actually very excited to keep going on this one. So pick that up now. I'm going to edit for a bit and pick it up tonight. I think it's a bigger book too, so it might take a little bit, but this is a good choice. incredible to say that we like actually had the most productive morning ever. And yeah, made chili bread, cleaned, just like a lot of things, did laundry, everything that just feels fantastic, and to start my weekend off right. So I did thankfully also get a good way through the book last night. Haven't really picked it up yet this morning, but we still have time to go. Kind of just been like chilling, also watching YouTube. Like I did that for like an hour or two before I decided to jump in and just kind of like get my life together. But I somehow got 61% into Glow of the Everflame last night, and I'm gonna say very, very quick read, very readable, and it does feel a little YA. There's like a little hint every there now and then of like something kind of spicy, but at the same time it feels incredibly YA, just the writing itself. And I'm kind of feeling the exact same way I'm kind of feeling the exact same way in this one as I felt about book one, which is that it's fine, it's enjoyable, it's a fun read, but it's also not like something that I'm coming out being like, damn, this was amazing, or like, this was the most fun thing ever. And it's just like a perfectly fine, enjoyable romantasy. I don't see at all where all the hype is, to be very honest. Like while I'm still having a good time, and I am definitely enjoying it, and I think it's a decent read, I'm kind of like hovering between a 3 and a 4 star, where like nothing wrong with it, I'm just not like as into it as I thought it'd be. And especially this one, I see so many people giving it 5 stars, and like I don't see where, unless things like drastically change in the last portion. But even then, like just the fact that I over halfway through, I'm still feeling like it's kind of a 3 star. I don't think enough will change to bring that up to a 5. It's just like we're really following, like something major happened at the end of book one, and we're following all the repercussions of that. And there is a lot of dynamics going on, and our main character DM is really, really dealing with the fallout of it and being torn in a bunch of different directions. And while it is good and enjoyable, I feel like I've read this book before. I'm gonna say that's the biggest thing, is like this feels very like standard, like romantasy kind of thing, and it does not feel like anything new. It feels like a story that's been like rehashed many times over, and there's nothing new and exciting about it. Still enjoying it. I feel like I constantly need to be like, you know, even though it is kind of boring, still enjoy it, but it's not gonna be a super high rating, I don't think. So I'm gonna finish that. I am really, really hoping that I'll be able to finish it fairly quickly this morning. I do want to move on to some other reads, and in the background I might be reading a few other books that I need to finish and return to the library. So I'll tell you about those anyways as I'm going to. But I have noticed that there's a few that are due back soon that I kind of need to get to. So I'm gonna keep reading, and then I'll check back in hopefully in not too long when I finish this off. Go outside? Yeah, do you want to go out? Come on. Come on. You want to come inside? Okay, I finished Glow of the Everflame, and I'm really sad to say, but it is only going to be a 3 star for me. I don't understand where all the hype for this series is. Like, I think it's decent, it's engaging, it is fun in some ways, but it's not this like insane, amazing romantasy that like everyone's making out to be, because everyone I hear is just going on and on about how great this is, and I don't really see it. Like, it's okay, it just doesn't have a lot to go. Like, I think the plot is very basic. The like everything that's happening is very predictable. Not a huge fan of the characters. There's a main love interest who I just feel nothing about, and like our main character is okay. She's going through some things, she's discovering some power, that kind of stuff. That's fine, but I don't think enough's happening to make it like as great of a series as so many people seem to say it is. So it's like perfectly fine. 3-star. Like I am gonna continue on the series because I'm enjoying it enough that like I want to see where it goes. I just also am not like addicted to it, and I don't feel like any part of what I just read was surprising, and that's really a shame. So 3 stars. This is definitely a disappointment, but it's time for a new book and I'm excited. I'm excited every time we get to pick a new one. I love this. Let's see. Okay, another KU romantasy. And this is Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy. So this is, I believe, the final book in the in her series, the Plated Prisoner series, I think it's called. It's the most recent one that came out. It came out last month, and I think this is the last book, which great. I can finish off another series. This one, I've enjoyed this series with like mixed results up to this point. A lot of the books have been either 3 or 4 stars, except for the most recent one I gave 2 stars because it was one that like it took place in a new setting. Our characters were like very separated and isolated, and I felt like it did nothing to further the plot of the story. I felt like it was just kind of like a random detour book that did nothing. So that one I didn't enjoy, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because there's one relationship and character dynamic that I really have been enjoying in this series, and I'm hoping it will come back to place in this one. It's something that I'm really hoping will be at the forefront, and if that's the case, it's something that I will really enjoy. So I'm interested, of course, to keep going and seeing like where it gets to. I do think this is a longer one though. Let's see. Yeah, 679 pages, but it is like very big font on Kindle Unlimited, so it won't really take me that long. And also romantasy, very quick for me to read. But this one, it's basically just a King Midas retelling where we're following the perspective primarily of a woman who is like plated gold. She has golden skin, and in the beginning of the book, beginning of the series, she is one of King Midas's like prized, like it's really gross. They're described as royal saddles. That's super gross, but she's just like one of his possessions basically in the world, and we're following her story through the years, and also this huge war that is kind of coming between a bunch of the different kingdoms within the realm. Really have enjoyed it so far. It definitely, like, my interest tends to ebb and flow with the books, I guess. Like, some of them are better than others, but it will be nice to continue on in the series. I'm just going to cuddle up, I guess, on the couch and get started on that. So unfortunately, I decided like pretty quickly that I'm going to DNF Goldfinch. I think whatever happened in the last book that just like really annoyed me, it's really left like a sour note for the series in my mind. And just when I think back to how much I disliked that last one, couldn't stop thinking about that, couldn't get into what we were following, and like I just wasn't caring about the characters, wasn't caring about the plot, and just kind of was like, ugh, I don't want to read this. So decided pretty quickly to DNF it, have my dinner for the evening, which I'm excited. I got a poutine, which, you know, I'm very lactose intolerant, but we're taking this tonight. Also, my husband isn't home, so this is like my one time that I can really eat cheese. So it's like a buffalo chicken one, which I'm excited for. And to make it even worse, I got coconut cream pie too. So I'm ready to be a little like crazy tonight. Oh, also, I got my new planner for 2025 in, which the one that I used this year was probably my favorite planner that I've ever used. Was not this one, but this is just kind of like the daily, weekly spreads, and then the month as a whole. Really wanted to use the one that I had this year again, but unfortunately for that one, like the planner itself was only $15, but the shipping to Canada was like $30, and I couldn't justify that in my mind. So I just found one off Amazon that didn't mind. We'll see. I pretty much just want like a really good area to put a lot of stuff for my weekly spread and to really have a lot of room to put like a lot of ideas down, because my daily planner is really what like organizes me for life and kind of the only thing that keeps me organized. Nothing else works. Like digital planners do not do anything. I just do like my daily planner and like brain dump everything that I need to do every day. So anyways, before I start to eat, let's just pick our next book, which let's hope for something a little better. Let's actually hope for something good, because, you know, we've had 2-3 stars in Indie enough. So, you know, let's hope that we get something a little bit better this time around. The Darkness Within Us. This, unfortunately, I know that my library hold returned, so we can't do that one. So let's pick another. And the Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Oh, okay. This I'm actually really excited for. Another Kindle Unlimited one. Kind of seems to be a recurring theme is that we're doing a lot of Kindle Unlimited. I'm fine with that. This is Carissa Broadbent's newest release, and it's set within the world of the Crowns and Iaxia, so The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So there are 2 books in a duology, and now there's going to be multiple books kind of within that series, within the same world, but following different main characters, and this is one of the first of them. So I'm really excited. This is a fantastic choice. It came out like a month ago, and I've been like really desperate to get to it and just haven't had time. I'm actually super excited. This is gonna be great. Okay, wow, I'm looking a little rough right now, but I have not been awake for very long. So let's just blame it on that. Also, I'm like shortly gonna go work out, and I don't really see a point some days in like really putting an effort in, like when I know I'm gonna like very quickly go shower it off. So here's me just not caring this morning. I did manage to get like 30-ish% into, okay, the Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I'm really hoping I have that right. I got about 30% into it, and I'm liking it so far. I feel like Carissa Broadbent, pretty solid. Like, you know what you're getting into when you go into one of her books. Though that being said, I haven't loved her Mother of Something and Something series. It was like her first series that she came out with. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I'm just making a little protein snack. So in this one, we're in the same world as the Serpent and Wings of Night, but we're following a character who I guess we were introduced to in that duology. To be very honest, I can't remember. It's been long enough that I have no idea who this character is. But apparently she fought in a war with the two other characters. And now she killed the heir to another kingdom, and because of that she's been taken prisoner and brought into this like kingdom as an offering to the king. She was going to be murdered, but then his other son was like, why should we kill her when we can use her? And now they are taking her, and he's using her because she has this special magic, this special connection to one of the gods, and he needs this magic to be able to like go do this insane mission. And she's being brought along basically on this mission because it's that or die, and her god has come to her and told her like, no, let it happen. I want you to assist in this thing, and we have a goal. We're gonna work together on it. So that's where we are, enjoying it for sure. I like this world, so like I'm always happy to be kind of back in it. It's interesting, like all the different gods and everything, all the different types of magic. And also, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a vampire book, which I love. I'm like very much back in my vampire era, so I'm definitely like having a good time going through this, and like I think that's fantastic. I'm really excited to be reading it. So I'm just gonna have my yogurt and probably read for about an hour or so and then go work out, which today we do have a longer bike ride. So good news is I can read while I do that. It is one of those like, doesn't really take a lot of brain power to be able to do like one of these endurance bike rides. It really just like I need to keep moving. So I tend to either watch YouTube or read, and I think today's gonna be a reading day. The plan hopefully is to finish this relatively quickly this morning, maybe before noon. That's kind of what we can aim for, and then get one more book in. So I'm feeling confident that we can do another one. So I'm coming to you so much later than I thought I would be today, which one, disappointed in myself for that. This book ended up taking so much longer than I thought it would to finish, which I think I just wasn't really that into it. And also it was just like, I didn't think it would be a busy day, but ended up having a lot of things to do, just like a lot of little like life admin and random things. Then yes, I did fall asleep and take like a 2-hour nap on the couch. You know how it goes. So it ended up being like not as much reading time as I was kind of hoping for. And we're like, I think about 7:30 p.m. right now. So it's much later. But I did finish The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I'm disappointed on it. I do have to say, I wasn't super into this one. So we're following like our two main characters as they are going through this descent, basically, like you could say basically into hell. Like they are in the underworld and they are doing this slow descent through all of these different levels to get to this ultimate like one place where they're going to do a ritual. And it just didn't end up being quite as interesting as I thought it would be. It felt like every single level, I think there were supposed to be different like differentiations between them. They all felt the exact same. The like levels of danger didn't really feel like it was anything like as much as it should have been. And I also wasn't super into the two main characters. So they're both vampires. One is the bastard son of the Swine King, and the other one is a former priestess. She had been gifted this magic by her god and was then turned into a vampire and sort of lost her connection to her god. But basically, like now that she's a vampire, every time she tries to access this magic her god gave her, she ends up with these horrible burns over her body. And she's just kind of like reconciling with that and the fact that she feels like her god has given up on her because she killed the bastard son's brother. He takes her as prisoner to go through this descent with him and complete this mission he has. And yeah, I just wasn't super into it. I felt like all the levels they were going through felt very monotonous. It felt very similar. The characters didn't really have enough like to them to get me excited. Like they're supposed to be, you could tell it's supposed to be like a love story between the two of them, and I just didn't feel that. So unfortunately, like not really one that I was super into. Then I have also, I will say, I didn't only read that today. I have been reading kind of on the side a little thriller, which I'm halfway through, and that's The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. So this is just a father dies, and then two of his children who are kind of estranged, they decide to team up to kind of investigate it because they think that there is a mysterious ending to it. Like they think that his death, like he supposedly fell off this cliff. They think that somebody else might have been there, and they think there's more going on to it. The father is also this like millionaire who owns this huge chains of hotels, and as they're digging into his past, they're realizing like a bunch more stuff that they didn't know about him. I'm halfway through that right now, but like the library loan is due back tomorrow, so I have been like trying to prioritize that one a little bit. It's okay. I'm not super into it again. Like it's another one that I'm not really invested in. That's kind of my issue, I think, is like Jay wasn't super into either of the books that I'm reading. So now that I'm done The Songbird, I want to do one more selection. I'm really not anticipating, like there's no way I'll be able to finish this tonight, but what I would like to do is try to start something else and kind of decide like where I will be going with my reading next. I am still going to be continuing The Night We Lost Him. I don't know how much I'll read of that tonight, but like that might be one definitely tomorrow I need to finish. But I think we can do one more selection and yeah, just kind of decide where I'm going next. So let's see. Okay. So we have Restless Slumber, which is book 2 in the Fortune of Sworn series. So one second. This is actually one that I just added in there, so I think I might have just like accidentally grabbed it because it was at the top, but I don't care. So, hello, look at this beautiful cover. And again, like side art, and let's look at the inner artwork. Okay. Oh my god. There we go. 2 men. So I read the first installation in the series actually in the last 48-hour readathon I did, and I loved it. So I'm intensely excited that I'm actually able to get into this because I really was looking forward to it, and it's one that I really want to get to like as soon as possible. So I am glad that we have that today. Might have been my fault by just kind of grabbing at the top, but I don't care. I'm happy. So I'm going to start reading that, and we'll see how far we can get into it in like the next 2 hours or so. little bit before 10 and I'm just going to start getting ready for bed now. So figured this would be the best time to wrap things up. So I got this far in, which is just under 100 pages of Restless Slumber. And there's not a lot I can really talk about because I don't feel like we've really gotten to the plot of this book yet. I feel like a lot of this so far has just been like response to what happened in book 1. And like a lot of things happened with our main character Fortuna and her brother, and they were in the Fae realm, now they're back in the human realm. And so far we are just like seeing them adjusting back to normal lives and trying to move past some of what happened in the last one. So there's not really like a crazy amount of plot happening yet. It really is just set up. And how much? This is over 400 pages, so I guess like that kind of makes sense. First quarter, just kind of setting the scene. So I don't have too much to say about it, but I'm liking it. I like the world, I like the characters, and I'm excited to keep going. But we're finishing off. So we'll assume I'm going to be reading that in the next few days. But I, once again, had a fantastic time doing this. I'm really loving using this TBR jar because it's forcing me to read books that, you know, like I want to read and just haven't really made the time for. Like especially all the Kindle Unlimited ones we've been getting to, because they're books that I really have been wanting to read, just making zero priority for them. So it's fun, and it's fun that we have some random ones that are just kind of like popping up here and there to make me do. But yeah, with that, we're gonna wrap this up. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.